Good morning, a great morning, a wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder that you get to choose. Yes, I get to choose, you get to choose, we all get to choose. And what is it that we get to choose? We get to choose how we're going to think. We get to choose what things mean. We get to choose how we're going to move forward. We get to choose our thoughts. Write this in your notes again. You can never write this enough. I always have a choice. I always have a choice. And what is that choice? That choice to choose your thoughts. No one can force you to think the thoughts you think. Nobody can. Your greatest power is your ability to choose your thoughts, to accept, reject ideas, to originate ideas, to lock into big, beautiful ideas if that's what you would love for your life. Now, why that's important is because those ideas, whatever they are, no matter what size they are, if you hold on to them, they begin to externalize as outcomes. See, that's where the real power is. It's inside. Your outer world is a world of effects. Think about that. The results on the outside, how much you earn, what you do for work, your current situation, your lifestyle, what you wear, where you're living, where you work, what's in the bank account, what's not in the bank account. All of it's an effect, the same way that the physical things that are in the room you're in right now are effects. See, they're outcomes solely coming from past thoughts. Let's sit in that for just a moment. You can't think about this enough. It's so important for you to get this. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. And guess what you have control over? You have control over what's happening in your inner world. See, thoughts are things, thoughts are energy, thoughts are the magnets that attract to us the very things that we think. Change how you're thinking. Guess what changes? Your life, your future, the trajectory that you're on. You can change the direction of your life simply by changing the direction of your thought. Now, yes, that sounds very simple, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Troy, that sounds so simple. Yes, it's simple, but it's not easy. How many of you recognize that? Oh, my God. Yeah, that's not easy. The struggle is real. Type in the comments, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. But again, why is the struggle real? Why do we have struggle? Well, remember, there's only one reason why we struggle, one and only one. And there's also only one reason why things are easy for us, good or bad. And that reason is because of our conditioning. Think about that. Your conditioning, that's what's called your paradigm. That's the mental program in you that's running 24 hours, 7 days a week. And that mental program has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior, and almost all of your behavior is habitual. See, that mental program consists of what you believe to be true and the habits you have. Well, guess what? I have some news for you, and you've heard this from me before. Those beliefs, those habits are not fixed. Type that in the comments, write that in your notes. My beliefs and habits are not fixed unless you don't change them. Think about that. What's been planted in the garden of your mind, because that's what it is. And more specifically, I'm talking about your subconscious mind, which is your heart. What's been planted there can be removed, it can be replaced. You can change your beliefs, you can change your habits. Have you heard this line before? It is done unto you as you believe. That's a principle. You want to know what you believe to be true about yourself? Look at your results. Look at your lifestyle. Look at what you earn. Your results always tell the truth. Write that in your notes again. My results always tell the truth. That may sting for some of you. It stung for me. Okay. With that being said, if your mind is open, and your mind is open because you wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case, but if your mind is open, it could be one of the most empowering moments in your life to see that. Why? Because you could change what's happening in your inner world. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven is not something about anything religious. That's a principle. Thy kingdom come is a reference to all that there is. Remember, we're not churchy here. We're talking about principles. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Where? On earth. In other words, in the physical as it is in heaven. In other words, what's happening in your heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of thought, is what will happen in your outer world on earth. Remember, you have dominion over this earth. You have dominion. Think about that. You can change your circumstances. And how do we do it? We do it from thought. Change how you're thinking, you change your life. Continue with the same way of thinking. Guess what? Your life's not going to change. Albert Einstein said it. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we use that created them. Now think about how amazing that is for you and how important it is for you to engage with that. The solution to every problem in your life is inside. Why? Because the problems in your life that are happening are not based on the reality that's there. It's based on your perception of what's happening there. And that's another beautiful truth for you to get. Your reality has nothing to do with the facts. It has to do with the meanings that you give those facts. And who's the one who determines the meanings? It's you. Raise your hand and point to yourself. Do the Blake lie. The Blake Shelton thing, right? It's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. And that's what we've been diving into here in these wonderful, beautiful calls. Master your mind, studying this beautiful gem, the Master Key System. This is how we've unfolded the things that we're doing. For instance, the retreat that's coming up in September. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. If you want to be there, all you have to do is lock into the idea. You just have to be loyal to it. That's how it works. Don't be loyal to your circumstances, conditions, and results, because you'll just get more of that. If you want a change in your life, be loyal to how you would love things to be. Same thing goes for if you want your income to change. You want to change your vocation. Imagine it. Imagine it with clarity. Remember, clarity gives you power. And then from there, be loyal to that unseen reality. Fall in love with the idea. Write it down on a goal card. Speak about it in the present tense. Connect with it. Remember, we don't manifest what we write on a goal card. We don't manifest what's on a vision board. We don't even manifest affirmations. What we manifest is how we feel about them. See, feeling is the secret. And in this book, wow, helps you to control that. All right, so let's go into this, shall we? Let's go into where we are in this beautiful gem. Okay, so the page that we're on is 330. Now, we touched on this a little bit yesterday, but again, as a reminder for you, the most important thing for you is, okay, don't memorize this as the primary thing or reading it, don't make that the primary thing. Implementation. See, that's what I'm going to remind you of. Now, what does he say here? The spirit of a thing is that thing. Why? Because it's a part of the whole. Look at physical things in the room that you're in right now. If you enter into the spirit of that thing, you'll see that it was in someone's mind first before it became the material thing. You'll see that the thought externalized from someone to make that thing. And you can do the same thing for this. Remember, it all starts in the mind. Imagination is the starting point of all creation. You have an imagination. You also have a will. You have 6 higher mental faculties: imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition. Well, you can externalize whatever outcome you lock into, provided you're loyal to it. So the spirit of a thing is that thing. It is necessarily fixed, changeless, and eternal. The spirit of you is you. Write this in your notes. The spirit of me is me. Without the spirit, you would be nothing. It becomes active through your recognition of it and its possibility. See, that's when everything unfolds, when you lock into your true essence. It's so important for you to connect with who you are. And most people, unfortunately, have fallen into the trap of thinking and believing that they're the one causing the problem. You're not your own worst enemy. You're not battling against yourself. Think about that. And that's been told to you. You're not self-sabotaging. There is no such thing as self-sabotage. That's a lie. And some people will say, oh, you're just playing with words. No, we're not playing with words. Think about the words that you use. They come from the beliefs that you have. How you say things, the way you describe things, the way you move on things. See, if self-sabotage were real, then, oh my God, why even bother? Think of the phrase self-sabotage. Sabotage is intentional. Are you intentionally inviting into your life lack, limitation? I'm not good enough. I can't do it. I mean, really think about that. You're not saying, okay, I'm going to invite it into my life. I can't do this. I want to feel bad. You're not doing that. And yet, when we say that I'm battling against myself, I'm my own worst enemy, that's what's being implied. And that's a heavy, heavy weight. You know what I'm talking about? Guilt, shame. It sucks. But see, when you remove that and tap into this and understand that your true essence would never, never hinder you, that you actually have to get in the way. And isn't that something that said you got to get out of your own way? No, bullshit. You got to actually get in the way. You got to step into it. That's when everything changes. So again, think about this. The spirit of you is you. Without the spirit, you would be nothing. It becomes active through your recognition of it and its possibility. See, recognizing that true essence of who you are, which is pure spirit. That's when things will change. That's when things will literally be lifted from you in terms of the weight of everything that's happening on the outside. You'll be just like Neo at the end of The Matrix. You remember that scene where he's walking and he finally has that pure acknowledgement of him being the one and everything's going after him and he's just looking around. Everything's in slow motion. That's such a great scene. See, that's what happens when you understand. When you understand the truth of all things. Now, here he points out You may have all the wealth in Christendom, but unless you recognize it and make use of it, it will have no value. So, with your spiritual wealth, unless you recognize it and use it, it will have no value. The one and only condition of spiritual power is use or recognition. Isn't that interesting? This is the message that's been shared with you time and time again throughout every one of these calls. And we'll dive deeper into this in just a moment. Before we do that, for those of you who have been streaming this live on social media, and if this is connecting with you and you'd love to finish these calls and go into the replays, which are amazing and incredible, then register for Master Your Mind. Subscribe today. You'll thank yourself later. It'll be the best investment for your movement. You'll thank yourself later.